Hey, y'all, welcome back to the Late Night Vision Show. This is episode number 138, and Merry Christmas to you. This is Christmas Eve 2020, and we're very thankful to be here. My name is Jason. I'm the owner of Outdoor Legacy, specializing in all things night vision and thermal optics. If you're looking for night vision or thermal, check us out at outdoorlegacygear.com. And as always, I've got my number one co-host with me, Mr. Hans East Texas from the Hans East Texas YouTube channel. What's going on tonight, Mr. Hans?
Man, I can't wait to see what Santa Claus brings me. I've been so good this year, man. I mean,
Yeah,
extra
let me tell
special
you.
good. Been
I'm
keeping the
I'm hoping
hogs out
for
of the yard.
I'm hoping for
Been,
6.5 Grendel ammo in my stocking, but I think I've got a better chance of finding little gold nuggets in there.
So my brother-in-law this year, we shoot a different caliber, and I bought some ammo of. He shoots a 6.8 SPC, and I bought some ammo a while back just because I was going to test out his rifle to see if I liked it. This has been a couple years ago. I have four full boxes of 6.8 SPC ammo, and all I shoot's Grendel. So I'm going to wrap it up and give it to him as a Christmas gift. Four boxes.
I think if it was me, I would take like 5 rounds out and put them in a Ziploc and give them to him, and some more for Father's Day, a few more for his birthday.
I mean, if you're looking at prices now, that's like, you can't find it because it's like Hornady. It's good stuff. But if you did find it, it's like $3 or $4 a round. So there's like $300 and something worth of ammo that I'm giving them. 4 boxes. If somebody gave me 4 boxes of ammo, I would think that's the best gift ever. So I think I'm doing pretty good.
Exactly.
But no, I've been extra special good. I hope Santa Claus is good to me this year. I've already bought myself a few. We need to do. I think last year we did not that long ago, we did a show of gifts that we bought ourselves. So I've already bought myself a few things. So maybe I'll tell people after Christmas.
I haven't bought myself anything because I can't get anything that I want. It's kind of like these guys wanting to buy thermal right now, and the wait list is long. That's how everything I want. It's like, please be advised, there's a 6 to 8 week delay or 3 to 4 months. So I know how the guys that call us feel because everything I want is delayed, or ammo, and you can't get it.
Yeah, you and I bought gun safes. That's one thing that I bought.
We did.
And I went to move it in the house, and it fell on me. 600-pound gun safe, and I'm not joking. I was underneath it, trapped. Basically, my buddy was helping me move it, and it's 600-pound gun safe, 1 dolly, 2 guys that are not young bucks anymore. He's a little bit younger than I am, but I was on the dolly pulling the dolly. He was on the other end pushing. We were trying to get it over the threshold, which is a taller than normal threshold. He had a little bit too much push, and I didn't have enough give or pull. So I went tumbling down and trapped underneath not only trapped under the safe, which I was holding up all the weight. He couldn't get to me because I was stuck in between the door jamb. And I remember at some point just feeling defeated and just saying, let it go. Just let it go, and we'll deal with it. But I was pretty banged up after that, but we got a lot more.
I have to say this. Hans is doing better than me because, gun safes are like storage, like barns and storage buildings and closets. They're never big enough. So I've got one that's completely full. And so when it came time to order us a couple gun safes, my eyes got a little bigger than my house. And so I ordered this. I'm like, we're getting a big one. I mean, I got my wife on board. Yep, we're going to get this big one, and we'll just sort it out. We got that thing here, and even the guy who unloaded it off the freight truck was like, is that a gun safe? And I was like, I think so. It may be 2. So anyway, long story short, we figured out that thing is too big for my house. It is still sitting on the pallet in cardboard in my shop, and I'm thinking that
it'll be there for the next 2 years.
Probably. I'm thinking about building an office or something that I'm probably gonna put it in there. But Hans says I have to pour the slab, move it in, and build the office around it. So I don't know. Hans is better than me. He's already got his in his house.
Barely. I almost died, but I did get it in the house. But thank y'all for joining us again this week. Again, this episode 138. We're going to do our the N-Vision Nox 18 first impressions. So if you've heard about this new optic, seen the buzz about it, we're going to be talking a little bit about it. This is not the full review, but we've had a little time with it. Want to run down the specs, give our first impressions of it. But before we do that, we've got another giveaway thanks to American Defense Manufacturing, and I'll let you know. I'm wearing my American Defense Manufacturing T-shirt that they sent us. I've got my koozie. I'm all decked out, man. I am.
You're ready.
Repping ADM
you are
very much tonight. So.
And yeah, we if y'all have listened to our past giveaway, we gave away the brand new American Defense Manufacturing Sight Mark Wraith QD mounts. They gave us some of those to give away to our listeners, so we had random drawing for those. And stay tuned towards the end. I'm gonna tease it real quick, and I'm just gonna do a little quick flyby here. If you're looking on YouTube, we'll come back to what it is. It's a American Defense Recon mount. This is the favorite mount of Hans and I, but this is a special mount. Yeah. And there are only 8 of these, to my knowledge, in existence in the world. And we're going to give away 4 of them. So listen till the end of the show, and you'll find out what that is. And no purchase required to enter. So listen to the show, and you'll figure it out.
Awesome. Well, man, they have provided the listeners a lot of stuff here lately because we've been giving away. We gave away the Wraith mounts. Now we got some Thermion mounts to give away with it, the American Defense Manufacturing Recon mount. So stay tuned towards the end of the show. We're going to be giving those away and let y'all know how to do it. Also, we're going to get right into our topic now. So as per normal with our full reviews, we're going to run down the specs. But again, this is not a full review. This is pretty much our first impressions. We have the NOX 18. Here it is if you're watching on YouTube. This is it, and we are excited to finally have it. Been wanting to test it for a long time. The reason why we're just doing the first impressions is because Jason and I we've had this for several days, but we got to get out and do some more field testing with it. We want to be able to provide the best information possible. Today we're going to run down the specs, look at the design, functionality, a little bit about the performance, who it might be good for, just from our experience with it so far. And then we're going to round it out with the mount, and then who knows what else is going to pop up, man. I might have a kid bust in at some point.
Yeah, exactly right. Well, I'm going to jump right in on this. I'm going to read some specs to you and tell you what it is. So I know there's some people right now going, the what? The NOX 18. All right, so N-Vision. Everybody listening to this show knows N-Vision. If you don't, you haven't listened to this show. N-Vision is, in our opinion, the number one, or the manufacturer, I should say, of the number one, night vision. Good gracious, I am tongue-tied tonight. The manufacturer of the number one best thermal rifle scopes on the market. We believe last year we gave the N-Vision Halo LR the award for the number one best high-end thermal optic on the market. We're still doing our best of this year. We'll have to find out if N-Vision held that spot again. So stay tuned in the coming weeks. We'll be doing those, again, the best of series. But we believe that N-Vision is one of the best thermal optic companies out there. They are an American company. These optics are all assembled here in the U.S. They have a 5-year warranty, which is longer than any thermal optic warranty in the country. Very, very nice optics, known for not only great image quality and this long warranty, but excellent customer service. So we can't say enough good things about N-Vision. It's, if you're going to buy a Cadillac, you expect Cadillac service. And this is something that when you deal with N-Vision, you're getting. And I can tell you that firsthand, having worked with them for several years. Hans and I both, they are a stand-up outfit. And, when they produce something, it's extremely nice. This is not cheap, Chinese stuff's crammed together. This is the real deal. And you know it when you hold it, you know it when you look through it, you know it when you use it. And so their optics, have a higher price tag, but there's a reason for it. And when you...
I'm sitting over here laughing because I'm holding this thing and I'm twirling around like, okay, he's going to get to the specs at some point. And I'm sitting
No,
there,
no,
I'm holding and twirling and
you,
doing all this stuff. And I'm
you're
like,
you're you're Vanna White and I'm
I'm
still
working
talking about
hard over here,
N-Vision.
man. And I'm
No,
like,
well,
okay,
hey,
he's
that's
getting to
what
the
that's what you
specs at
get
some
paid
point.
for. That's what you get paid for. I'm going
Exactly.
to. I want to tell people how great N-Vision is.
Yeah.
So, with that said, they announced some new optics late this summer, early fall. And I know a lot of people are not going to be familiar with what these are yet because these, as of right now, again, we're talking about, this is the week of Christmas 2020. They're not released yet. They're not publicly available. They will be very soon, though. And so we've got 3 new units. We've got the NOX 18mm, and that's the unit that Hans is over there Vanna Whiting right now.
I've already stopped. I took
He's
a
already
break.
stopped. He's done. He's tired. So that unit is $6,195. It is a 1-power base magnification. I'm going to read you all the specs in just a second, but I'm going to move on quickly to these others so you know what else is out there. There's a NOX 35 millimeter. That unit is going to be a 2.5 power base magnification, and it is $6,795. One thing that is very special about the NOX 18 and 35 is that they are hand holdable, like a handheld thermal monocular. They have an American Defense. Speaking of them, we've heard about them already today. They have an American Defense manufacturing quick detach mount on the bottom that is removable, but that makes these units weapons mountable with a reticle in them. And then they're also helmet mountable. So these things will do it all. Any way you want to do it, they will do it. Helmet, handheld, or weapons mountable. And so then the last unit is going to be the new Halo 35. That's a Halo 35 millimeter. It as well is going to be a 2.5 power magnification. It's going to be $6,495. And even though I know this, these first impressions aren't about those 2 units, I just want to go ahead and mention quickly because the question is going to come up. What is the difference in the NOX 35 and the Halo 35? And the answer to that is basically nothing other than the form factor. So if you're looking for a small, lightweight option, then the NOX 35 is going to be the exact same unit for $300 more. And I have a feeling that's where everybody is going to go to when they're looking at these optics. So back to what is at hand. That is, again, the NOX 18, $6,195. This unit sports the usual with N-Vision, which is the 640 by 480 12 micron BAE thermal core. This is the top of the line, high-end thermal core in the U.S. Excellent optic. It's what we see in all of the N-Visions, Trigicons. Very, very nice image quality. In our opinion, the best image quality right now that's on the U.S. market. It is a 60 hertz refresh rate. Interestingly, this is something new for N-Vision. It has a manual focus. So it's their other units are autofocus. This is a manual focus. It does have digital zoom. As I mentioned, it's a 1 power, so no magnification. But it's got a 2 power, 4 power, and 8 power digital zoom, 2x, 4x, and 8x. It's got an OLED 640 by 480 resolution display screen. And you can run it off of one CR123A battery, or you can use an extender and run it off of one regular 18650 rechargeable battery. It will accept USB power. The unit weighs 13.5 ounces as it is without the ADM mount on the bottom, but with the mount, you're looking at 16 ounces. So as Hans has got it there, you can see this is a small, lightweight, just a compact little package. And, I don't want to spoil anything here, but I'm going to go ahead and say it packs a punch of image quality.
It does. It does. Thank you, Jason, for running down the specs. So we're going to get kind of into the first impressions and really talk about the design. The first thing you talked about the size of this and the design of this. You can tell just from how small I've been showing it, Jason, up against my hand, and you can tell. I mean, with the eye cup and everything, it's about the size of the palm of my hand. This thing is designed with the helmet wearers in mind, and I know there's a lot of people that wear helmets when they're out hunting or doing whatever they're doing out at night with helmets on. But it's designed for those type of people. There's not a ton of choices out there for helmet mountable thermal. There was the FLIR breach, that's no longer anymore. Well, it is, but
it is.
People
that's another story.
Yeah, that's another story. But this is in a whole different category. Other than that, I mean, as far as the quality picture image, all of that.
Yeah, you've got the IRA MH25. You've got this. Obviously, you've got some Trijicon IR patrols, but this is legit. I mean, this is really, really nice. And one thing that I want to mention again for the helmet wearers that are, curious about this, you can use this left or right eye, and it is made so that if you would like, you can run, dual Noxes, or you could run it next to a PVS 14 or
right.
if you've got another optic there. So they made it, where you can run it either direction.
Yeah. I think the truly, unique thing too is to be able to mount it on a rifle and use it as a helmet mountable thermal, with the versatility and that. And I know we'll be talking about being able to mount it on a rifle and shoot with it later on. But, it does have reticles in it, so you can sight it in and shoot it just like you would a normal scope. But obviously, when you have it in monocular mode, it's not going to have any of the stuff reticles on the screen or anything like that. So, but it's true. I mean, if you look at the design, it is designed for helmet wearers, or if you just want to use it as a handheld monocular, it's perfect for that function.
Yeah, I'm going to tell you something. The image quality is insane on this. I cannot wait to see the NOX 35. I'm going to say this, and I'm not going to go on the full record today because I want to do a little more testing, but I believe this unit, that just the image quality, just turning it on side by side, I think the image quality slightly beats the N-Vision Halo LR. Yeah. I mean, that's a different unit, obviously. I mean, that's a 3.5 power versus this being a 1 power. I mean, we're talking about two different things here, but just looking at this image quality, it is it's the clearest thermal optic that I've personally ever held up to my eye. I can say that with full certainty. It is very impressive.
It's been pretty, the weather out here where I live here in the last several days has been pretty nasty. It's been raining and cold and just misting all day. It seems like it's been like that all week at times. But man, I took this thing out, and you told me that. I took this thing out, and I agree with you completely. The image quality on it is about as crystal clear as I've seen on any thermal. I mean, it's truly something to that is remarkable, because for it being a 1 power, I mean, I was looking at deer at 100 yards away. Obviously, that's no problem IDing with something like this.
Right.
But just the detail in the trees, in the foreground, in the background, even if you're looking at you're looking at deer and then the trees behind the deer, there's so much detail. This really, with the Halo, with as impressive as the Halo LR is, at basically 3.5 base magnification and, the 640 resolution BAE thermal core, this little 1 power, I think you nailed it right on the head, is that it may be slightly higher, better picture quality. Now, if you're looking side by side, one's going to have a lot more base magnification, but
magnification is always it gives the impression of better image quality because the objects are closer to you.
Exactly.
We've seen that,
it fools the brain
many times. It fools a lot of people. Get fooled by the magnification, but man, I'm going to tell you what I think it looks like, and I've said this, and I've said it about some different optics before. I don't know if I've said it much on the show, but I've said it, privately. Is, man, looking through that, it's like looking almost through just a black and white video camera. And this is like that. I mean, it is extremely realistic looking. There's some thermals, some of these sensors you look through, kind of depends on what they are. I've always said some of them almost look like a video game. You know, it doesn't look really real. It looks, I don't know how to explain it. This is just so
it's crisp.
clear.
And
It's
and sometimes
so
if you're
crisp.
looking at animals or you're looking at a hot object, sometimes there's a haze around the hot target that you're aimed at. This is not like that at all. The edges, the animals are crisp, the edges are crisp, which is important. If you think about taking a shot on a coyote 100 yards away and you basically got a 5-inch window that you got to put that bullet, having a crisp edge on a target with a thermal is very, very important. And that is what you're going to notice if you're looking through this NOX 18. It's got me really, really excited about seeing the NOX 35, like you said, because that, I think, for people that want to mount it on a rifle and hunt with it, that's the one that's going to be the most popular. This, obviously, with the NOX 18, the versatility of it being mounting on a helmet, using it as a hand monocular, putting it on a rifle to take, to shoot at smaller ranges, or than
So
you would with something else. But
let's talk about that. I mean, that was going to be my next question for you. Is I've already gotten the question, and I think it's something we need to discuss here. Is we posted some pictures of this thing, got it on a rifle, and it looks sweet because it's so small.
It's small,
and got a lot of interest in it, and guys are like, "Whoa, this may be my next upgrade for a thermal scope."
Yeah.
And so I'm kind of like, "Whoa, hold the press. We got some more stuff coming that might be." But I'm gonna see what you think here. I think that with this one power, yes, it is weapons mountable, but I don't think that the average hunter is going to want to use this as their main thermal rifle scope in, most normal hunting conditions. I think you're going to need to be really close just because of the one power, and, unless you're in a bind. I mean, what are your thoughts on that?
Yeah, I agree with you 100%. And people say, well, you can magnify the image, but when you do that, you're basically cutting your resolution in half every time you double the magnification. So then you don't want to buy a thermal that you're always going to have to magnify the image, because then you're paying for resolution that you don't need. And I agree with you 100%. I think that this is something, and I guess we're going to get right into who it's good for, because we're going to talk about this right now. I think if you wear a helmet, you're a helmet wearer, and you want a thermal to mount on a helmet, this is the top of the line. You can't get any better than this, in my opinion. If you want something that you can use as a monocular, and also if you want to hunt with it as well, I think this is something to consider. If you are shooting primarily, I'm going to say, no further than 100 yards.
I was going to say 50.
Yeah.
I mean, mostly.
And the only reason I'm saying 100 is because, yes, you can magnify the image if you get into a bind, but to have a pleasurable hunting experience, and for you to get the full benefit of this amazing thermal core, 50 yards is going to be the sweet spot. Maybe even a little bit closer. 100 yards is if you get into a bind and something runs out and you got to drop it before it gets out of range. But
and I want to be clear here. I think that, some people are going to be like, good gravy, they're not saying much good about this scope. It's really not a scope.
It's not a scope.
I mean, the way that I view it, this is a helmet mountable thermal that, oh, by the way, you can use as a great little handheld, or in a bind, you can use it as a scope, or, maybe you're that guy who is literally hunting in the woods. Maybe you've got a feeder that's at 30 yards down in a food plot or a log set, or, a tight log road. this would be perfectly fine for that. It would not be perfectly fine. It would be perfectly amazing for that.
Yeah.
So I think, again, I'm not bashing it as a scope, but I don't think N-Vision, if you call them and say, hey, I'm looking for the best thermal scope y'all got, they're not going to say, what's the NOX 18? You know, I mean, I'm a coyote hunter in the Midwest. It's the NOX 18. Those are things that it can do, but that's not really what it's built.
Yeah, and I don't think any thermal dealer that is, going to steer you right would say you got to buy this as a rifle scope. I don't think there's anybody out there that's going to suggest this over, any other the N-Vision products. But I think, N-Vision with some really good foresight thought, you know what, we're going to build the best helmet mountable thermal optic that money can buy. We're also gonna give them the ability to use it as a hand monocular, or if they want to have it, why not just put reticles on it and allow them to sight it in and shoot it, just because. And I thought, with that versatility of it, nobody's saying go out and use this primarily as your hunting setup, but it is something you could do everything with. But if you wear a helmet and you want the best of the best, this is the thermal monocular that you got to put on your rig, because it is the image quality is just fantastic. It is. And I imagine we're going to be getting some videos here very soon with it. And
let's talk about that real quick. We'll touch on that. One of the questions I had was, hey, does this thing record video? Again, only externally. Yeah. So you're going to have to use an external DVR or record some way behind the eyepiece. And right now, the N-Vision does not have the cables that we need to get this thing hooked up to our DVR units. They're waiting on those as we currently speak. Should be, very soon, but we're waiting on those. So we're going to try to do some stuff from behind it. What we don't like to do is record video out of these units unless it is really good, because we feel like we're doing a disservice to the optic, and we're making people, they look at something on YouTube and they go, oh, that isn't very good. Well, that's not fair to the optic. And we want to make sure that when you look at the video, that it looks, a fair representation. Maybe not quite as good, because it's never quite as good, but look really, really good. One more thing that I'm going to touch on, and I know there's going to be a lot of guys that roll their eyes at this, but I also know there's a lot of guys that are, big into deer hunting, and they're willing to spend the money on things that will help them. They may go on hunts that cost them thousands of dollars, or be on leases that cost them thousands of dollars, and anything that will aid them in that, they're willing to spend the money on, especially when they can amortize that cost over many years. And I think this unit right here, if you're looking for something to sit in the deer stand with and spot deer, you can do that, yes, with any thermal monocular. But I can tell you, I do a lot of deer hunting. I've done a lot of deer hunting this year, more than ever with thermal, in using a 1-power base magnification. This is not to shoot with, it's to spot with in the broad daylight. It's to find these deer coming. And I don't want to go off down this whole rabbit trail, because I've talked before, but I mean, my daughter had a opportunity on a very, very big buck this weekend that just all unfolded. It didn't happen for her. It was one of those, split second kind of deals, but we would have been packing up leaving, but I was sitting there watching that buck with thermal and knew he was there 15 minutes before dark, and we could not see him with our naked eyes. I was able to barely catch a glimpse of his horns back in the brush, enough to go, oh, wow, that's a big buck. But he was just a ghost standing there, and came out, right at that dusk like they do. My point is, thermal is super beneficial on the deer stand. And if you're going to use it, in my opinion, especially if you're anywhere near brush, woods, trees, you want that low magnification.
Absolutely.
And then it's going to be good for if you're doing any kind of, trailing, trying to find a dead animal or a dead deer in the woods. You want that 1-power so that everything's up in your face. So I would say that's one thing that I'm excited to use this thing deer hunting, because I know it's going to be really, really good for that.
I've had more people this year call me about thermal optics that are going deer hunting, that want binoculars just for that, for spotting and for tracking deer. And
that is the next big thing.
Yeah.
That is where thermal is going. I mean, I'm telling you, because there's way too many deer hunters in this country, and the more of them that see what thermal will do, they can figure it out. And listen, I know there's guys going, I'm not going to buy a $6,200 monocular to go deer, but like I said, not everybody's going to, but there's a lot of guys that spend a lot of money on their deer hunting, and you get that buck of a lifetime out there,
and you can't find them.
And you can't find him. You'd give more than $6,000. You've spent how many years, chasing him, and all the corn and lease fees and driving and gas. And so, So anyway, I think it's another great option that's not necessarily helmet mounted, but anyway, no, just a wonderful unit. I can't say enough good things about it. I think we've kind of glossed over the actual functions and all of it. We'll probably talk about more of that later on, ID ranges and those things in another review, or we kind of get it more in depth. But overall, super optic, super excited about it, and ready to see the rest of them. These things should be available very soon. I'm expecting by early January. So if you're looking for something like this, absolutely reach out to us at outdoorlegacygear.com. Give us a call, and we'll be glad to talk to you and give you any advice we can, or get you a pre-order in for any of these optics.
Absolutely. So with all that being said, all the guys and girls that hanged on this late for the show, they've done so for a couple reasons, to hear us, because we might be somewhat entertaining. I don't know. But
I doubt that. I doubt if you're here at this point, it's only because
they want something
you either like the Nox or you want something for free, but it's not us.
Yeah.
Not our good looks.
So let's talk about the Recon mounts that we're going to be giving away. So
this is something, if you're a regular listener of the show, some guys already figured out what it was. I was giving Hans a super hard time a couple of weeks ago for posting a picture of something that
I got in trouble for posting a picture of you and your daughter too early.
This guy there's no secrets to him. So I'm going to show this thing. If you're a follower of Hans on Instagram, you already know all about it.
That should let everybody know that if you want to hear things before you're actually supposed to hear it, go follow Hans, HANSETX on Instagram. You will get the breaking of the breaking news. How about that?
Yeah, it's the breaking news. That's right. So what we have here, this is a American Defense Recon mount. This is the mount that we use for the Thermions. Also use it for daytime rifle scopes. It is an offset mount. You can mount it, offset forward if you're using it on an AR-15. Turn it around backwards if I say backwards, or just the other way if you're using it on a bolt action or a fixed stock rifle. You need a little extra eye relief. This is an amazing mount. We sell hundreds of them, and we absolutely love it. It is quick detach, return to zero. We trust this scope, or this mount, scope mount. But look at this. American Defense surprised us. And I don't know if you're watching on YouTube, I hope you can see this. They machined, lasered on there, the Late Night Vision Show logo and the Outdoor Legacy logo. It is on both sides.
It's very fancy.
That is very fancy. I mean, that is lasered on there. They even sent us a video of those things on the machine, them making them. And they made these for us. They went ahead and gave us 4 extras, and they said, hey, we want y'all to go give these away on the Late Night Vision Show. So that is what we're going to do today. These are awesome. These regularly retail. We sell, again, tons of these. We have them in stock at Outdoor Legacy without the logos. They're $190 a piece, and we've got 4 of these to give away. You're talking about a $200 mount right here, $200, and but these are special, limited edition. We don't have any more. This is them. So we're going to be giving these
maybe
away.
Jason will autograph it for you or something before he sends it out.
Yeah. Well, that'd make it $300.
Yeah,
no,
I'd be figuring out how to get
bring the value
paint
down.
thinner off to get your name off of it after I got
exactly. That'd bring the value down. Now they're worth $19.99 on the special TV offer. So here's what we're going to do. If we're going to do exactly what we did on our American Defense Sight Mark Wraith QD mount giveaway. It worked well. It was easy. We got several hundred entries. We're going to do the same thing here. If you will go to theLateNightVisionShow.com, that ought to be easier. At this podcast, it's just the name, theLateNightVisionShow.com. And when you go there, up in the top, if you're on a desktop computer or laptop, you will see it will say something about ADM mount giveaway. If you're on a phone or a tablet, you might have to go to the three little lines there that are the menu, and I believe they're in the upper right corner, left or right corner. But you're going to click those, and the menu is going to drop down, and you'll see it there. I'll tell you this. If you get to theLateNightVisionShow.com and you can't find the place to enter, then you probably don't need to win this. It's not too hard. No, I'm just teasing.
That is a hot sports opinion from Mr. Jason
Roberts.
No,
it's not going to be hard. You'll find it there. And so all you got to do is go in, just, name, I don't know what I'll put in there. It was name, email address, and I think the state you're from or something. We just like to keep up with that for fun, just for statistics. But go enter, and we're going to pick 4 random winners. Now, I want to tell you something. Here's what we're going to do today. This is a big deal. Hans and I always harp on this because we get guys, the few things we've given away before, there's some guy like 3 years later. Did I win? Like, you're 3 years late. So this is December 24th is when this is going to air. December 24th, 2020, the year of the coronavirus. And so if you're watching this anytime, down in 2022, you're too late. So it's going to start right now, and then it is going, the contest, the entries are going to be open until, I got a date written here, January 4th.
Yeah, 4th.
So that is, so that's a Monday, all right? Because a lot of times we record on Monday nights if we can. So you're gonna have until January 4th, 5 p.m. Texas time.
And we will announce the winner on January 8th. The
That's
show
right. Thursday, January 8th.
January 8th.
Yep,
so get your entries in now. And
you can only enter once. And guys, listen, I know we all want to win, but don't go sign up your kids and your wife and your brother-in-law.
Oh, gosh.
And,
there's no way to police that. But,
No, I'm not going to know. But just go enter it. And I am going to know if, like, Julie Smith wins. And I'm like, I know there's some ladies that are some customers of ours that hunt. But I'm going to be thinking, like, 4 women win. I'm going to be thinking the odds. Something's a little messed up.
Is that kind of like when you go to the sporting goods store and they say you can only buy 3 boxes of shells, so you send your wife in there, to go get the other 3 boxes?
There is no question that my wife has online accounts at some major ammo manufacturers right now.
And we may get on eBay in a few weeks and see some of these mounts up for sale on eBay.
These American Defense mounts.
With our logos on them, but that's okay.
30 bucks.
That is okay.
Garage sale.
Well,
I'm telling you something. These are legit mounts. These are 30 millimeter. I should have mentioned that 30 millimeter. So again, we use them on the Pulsar Thermions, and they are perfect for that. But you can use them on any 30 millimeter scope.
Right.
They are top of the line.
Yeah,
this is
any daytime scope or anything.
Daytime scope,
30 millimeter tube. It's perfect for. You will not find a better mount in our opinion, especially for the Thermions. It's the only one that we use. No. And I tell you, they are just those Recon mounts for the Thermions. It seems like more and more people that are, even if they didn't buy the scope from us, they're still getting that mount. That is the go-to mount for the Pulsar Thermions.
It's the go-to mount. Yeah. There's no question. And hey, I want to say one more thing. We kind of joked about this a second ago, but folks, when we talk about these being high-end mounts, let's look at a company, N-Vision, as an example. They're selling $6,200 to $7,500 scopes. They can put any mount on the bottom of that they want, including one that they had manufactured themselves. And what do? They go to American Defense.
That's right.
You know, so
that says a lot right
that
there.
ought to
That says a lot.
that ought to tell you all you need to know.
Exactly.
They're cramming a $7,500 scope on top of one of these mounts and trusting it. So anyway, can't say enough good about that. Go enter. Remember, entries end January 4th, 2021. So if you're watching this on down the road, sorry, catch us next time. But that is it. So we look forward to actually getting all your entries in.
Yeah, so we went like a long time without any giveaways, and now we've had 2 basically back to back. So
thanks to American Defense.
Yeah, thanks to American Defense. Thank you all out there. Thank you all for watching this episode 138 of the Late Night Vision Show. The NOX 18 first impression and the American Defense Manufacturing Recon mount giveaways. Again, go to thelatenightvision.show.com to register, and you can also find all of our past episodes on there. You can click through them. If you want to search, the best way to find our videos, if you're wanting to search for a specific topic or scope, is to go to YouTube. So you can find us on YouTube, The Late Night Vision Show. You go to the YouTube homepage, type in The Late Night Vision Show, and type it in whatever scope you want to hear about. It'll populate and pop up for you. So search there. You can also find us on Instagram, on YouTube, on Facebook, you name it, you'll find us there on all the iTunes, Google Play, Spotify, all the audio-only versions you can find there if you're driving in your car. If you're traveling for Christmas, I hope you listen to us in the car and make your kids learn about all of the night vision, thermal, cool stuff that maybe one day they'll get a chance to play with if you trust them enough to let them play with your toys. But you can find Jason on YouTube at Outdoor Legacy Gear. You can also find him on Facebook and Instagram. You can find me on YouTube, Hans ETX. I just put out my first hunt with the Super Hawkster, the Bearing Optics Super Hawkster. I've got my full review of that coming out soon, and also the Pulsar Accolade 2 XP50 LRF. Yes, that is a mouthful, but that review is coming up very soon as well, and that is on the Hans ETX YouTube channel. And you can also find me on Instagram, and that's where you will find all of the news before you're actually supposed to hear about it. So if you are wondering who the leaker of the show is, I guess that would be me. I'm pretty good at keeping that stuff tight, but
Yeah, I want to say this. Any thermal manufacturers listening. Hans has never really leaked anything important. It's just my stuff. It's just my
I think it's Jason
leaks.
forgets to give, say, hey, don't share this, or but anyway.
Exactly. No,
I'll take the blame.
Well, exactly. Hey, folks, listen. Next week we're going to be back. Good Lord willing, the plan is that we're going to be doing the best of 2020 $6,000 and under thermal rifle scopes. That is the plan, unless Hans, the executive producer, tells me something different. I think that's what we'll be doing. That should be coming out around New Year's Eve. I think that's going to be New Year's Eve.
Yep, New Year's Eve. Yeah.
So
y'all can watch it at your New Year's party.
That's right. I'm sure just gather around all the wives and children, put it up on the big screen, and I'm sure everybody's going to have a big time. But no, hey folks, we hope that you have a very Merry Christmas. We hope that you spend some time with your family and you get to enjoy the season. Remember what it's really about the birth of our Savior Christ. And we're thankful for that. We're thankful for all the blessings that we have. And Hans and I will say, are very thankful for y'all. And we're thankful for y'all coming back every week and watching the show. We hope that y'all will continue to stay safe in the fields, keep making those bacon pancakes, and we will see y'all next week.